あがいても無駄だよ。助けて。
よーし、ヒロインの出番よ。アイドル男子スーチー対戦だ。
Hello and welcome to another Retro Core. This is Retro Core 2 Volume 2, and kicking off the show this week we've got PC Engine Akumajo Dracula, better known as Castlevania. Regarded by many as being the best Castlevania ever made, we're going to see why. To be honest, I don't think it is the best Castlevania ever made, but I'm a minority, aren't I? Now you can certainly see where the connection came in between this and Symphony of the Night, because an awful lot of the style in Symphony of the Night comes from this Castlevania. And a lot of people may know, or may not know as the case may be, that the Super Famicom Vampire's Kiss as it was released in the West is actually based upon this game. Of course it differs quite a lot. You can certainly see a lot of elements from this PC Engine CD-ROM version of Castlevania in the Super Nintendo Super Famicom version of Vampire's Kiss. Check out that music. Beautiful stuff. Now, unlike the Super Famicom Castlevania 4, you can't actually hit people when you're on the bridge. Or on the bridge, I should say, when you're on the steps in this version of Castlevania, which is something that always did piss me off in the Super Famicom version of Castlevania 4. And just like in any other Castlevania game, this Castlevania game is full of those annoying little shitty characters. You know, those little ones that sort of fly in obscure diagonal patterns and always hit you, especially when you're on a bloody platform which knocks you off into the oblivion. Yep, it's got all them in. But they don't seem to be as annoying as they are in the likes of Castlevania 4. And certainly not as annoying as in the Super Famicom Vampire's Kiss. For the PC Engine, this version of Castlevania does feature some really nice graphics, especially the size of some of the sprites is very impressive. Don't forget that PC Engine is technically an 8-bit machine. One thing that does get me about the Castlevania series is that Konami can sort of reuse levels from every single game in every other game, and nobody ever complains. You ever notice that? I always found that quite amusing. Somehow I think this guy's going to kick the crap out of me now. Oh, managed to survive that. I think what does this game the most justice is the music. You know, if you took away the awesome soundtrack, I think I'd lose an awful lot of its appeal. It's certainly not... well, I don't know, it's hard to say, but I do prefer Castlevania 4 and Super Famicom to this, but I'm not saying this is a bad game, it's awesome. Modellista here from Capcom. Now we all know Capcom are famous for their 2D fighting games, but how are they for their racing games? Well, you're about to find out. Oh, by the way, this is US tuned Modellista as well. Why exactly you want to brag about being US tuned, I don't know, because their cars don't go around corners at speed.
Modellista, US tuned.
But there you go, it's US tuned anyway. So as you can see, we've got a few different play modes there. We've got arcade, which is obviously arcade, and this mode, which is garage life. And basically this is more of a scenario mode where you have to buy your cars, tune them up, you know, customize them with different stickers or whatever, and then compete in championships. You can see there are 4 levels here, and each level has about 8 or 9 different tracks you can race in. So here we are, onto the highway at night. Best way to race.
3, 2, 1.
So as you can see, the graphic style of this game is all cel shaded, which does look very nice indeed. Capcom really done a good job with the graphics. Maybe they could be a little bit more flashy, but you know, as they are, they're good enough. The main problem with this game, however, are the controls. As I said before, Capcom aren't exactly known for the racing games, and it certainly shows in this game. Now, taking a corner in one of these cars is just like driving a big American car. They don't bloody turn. Basically, the only way you can turn is by slamming on your brakes and slowing down to a halt. And if you use your handbrake to do a handbrake turn, you kind of end up spinning in a circle. So yeah, Capcom really needed to work a bit more on the controls, I think. But you know, after a little bit of patience and learning the controls, you do get used to them. The problem is though, when you go back to a real racing game, which you just control really well, it sort of throws you off. There's a bit of variety in the tracks as well. As you can see, we're on the highway just before. Now we're doing the mountain racing, which is one of my favourites, to be honest. See what, though, in real life it's a lot more scary than it is in the game. Another little point I should point out, which can be a little bit annoying, is when you hit another car, your car sort of stops and judders. Now, this is probably one of the only racing games I've seen that do that, or does that, I should say. And yeah, it can be a little bit annoying, to be honest. So here we are in the garage, and this game is unbelievable for customization. As you can see here, you can even customize the way your garage looks. nice relaxing looking garage there. As well as tuning up your garage, you can also tune up the car. Anything is possible. You know, you got the engine, your turbos, you even got your paintwork, you got the way your tires look, anything, your transmission, even your manifolds. You can change anything on this game. It's amazing. So you know, you really got to give Capcom credit for the amount of options they've give you in there for customizing the car. Now here's another little feature in the game, completely useless but very fun. And actually it's a bit like the actual racing. You gotta learn the controls because this is the video remix section, and here you can make your own music video. The only problem is you gotta control the camera angle, the special effects, the sounds. What else you gotta do? You gotta do sound effects as well. And the thing is, you gotta do all this using the GameCube's controller. Thankfully, the GameCube controller's got a lot of buttons, but it can be quite tricky remembering what all the buttons do. We got a bit of a full screen mode here. As you can see, it looks pretty good. And this is all done in real time, by the way, using just the GameCube. Very impressive, I think. And believe me, once you get the controls down to a T, you can pull out some really impressive looking videos. Save them as well. Just wish you could stick in your own music, because the tunes on offer aren't that great, to be honest. Nice bit of blare there. So the one thing you got to ask yourself is, Modellista US tuned actually worth buying? Well, to be honest, I'd buy Ridge Racer over this. But this is not a bad game, and it certainly will keep you going for quite some time. And I do like the cel shaded look. But as I said, the cars just don't control like the real life counterparts. Here I'm controlling the Subaru Impreza, which I actually own in real life, and you know, this one on the game doesn't control bug at all like the real car does. But still, if you have to have a bit of an arcade fun racer, and you don't mind having to learn the controls and put in with a few odd glitches here and there, it's probably a worthy buy. And welcome to the world of Japanese and Chinese pirate Mega Drive games. Well, mostly Chinese, to be honest. Now, there are many different forms of pirate games for the Mega Drive, and a lot of other systems as well. But these Mega Drive ones are quite interesting because they're not as easy to find as the ultra common Famicom clones or Famicom pirate software. And they do actually come in a lot of different shapes and sizes. As you can see, we've got the Lion King 2 there, based on, of course, the Lion King, which actually is pretty good. You get to see that later on. And this one here is called Top Fighter 2000. And as you can see, it's got Muhammad Ali in it, and Jordan's in there as well. Mostly the sprites are ripped from previous Mega Drive games. As you can see, the backgrounds there seems to be from Fatal Fury. But each game does actually have its own unique introduction as well. And the cases aren't that bad. Actually, as you can see, this one's made by X-Boy. And if you notice the cartridge to this one here that says King of Fighters 98, it's actually the exact same picture as the Fighters 2000 game. As you can see, the cartridges are made out of ultra cheap ass Chinese plastic shit. They're not even straight as well. Some of them look a bit warped. This is one based on a Japanese cartridge, and actually the plastic is molded out of is much better. Yeah, again, it's a Chinese copy. This is actually a Japanese pirate. There's only 2 or 3 Japanese pirate Mega Drive games available. As you can see, it's sort of based on the original Japanese Mega Drive cartridge design. But the sticker goes right round the back, and the actual side oval rounded part being cut off halfway down. Here's another unique Chinese game here. This is Dragon Ball Final Battle. And there's actually a video on YouTube that says it's just as good as the original game by Bandai. It's not, it's a load of shit, to be honest. Now check out the Mega Drive compatible logo. Not far off the original, I may say. So let's take a look at some of these games in action. Top Fighter 2000 with MK8 written there as well. Hey, there's Muhammad Ali and there's Jordan getting smacked in the gob. And what's he do after being smacked in the gob? He shoots a basket. Cyclops and Geese, Leo and bloody Goku, and what's that? Kyo and what fucking Leo or whatever he is. Yep, this is Top Fighter 2000, the Chinese original game maker's version of Marvel vs. Capcom, I guess. So choose one of your misfits, which have been dragged from their own world to participate in this sack of shit. We'll go Ryu versus Ali, why not? No, I know when I started playing games, I never thought I would have seen the day when I'd be seeing Street Fighter's Ryu versus Muhammad Ali, put it that way. As you can see, speech from Ryu's hurricane kick there didn't seem to come out. I'm sure it is in there though. No, apparently no. Now I'm quite interested in where they got that sprite from for Ryu, because it's certainly not from one of the Mega Drive games. And as far as that's from Zero, isn't it? It must be from the Super Famicom version of the game. But where the hell did they get the sprite from Kyo from? That's got to be from the Sega Saturn or the Neo Geo. It was never available on any 16-bit system. Actually, when he falls over, when you knock Kyo out of the sky, you want to see the expression on his face, man. It looks like the player hand-drawn that particular frame. It looks really bad. I don't know whether you'll be able to see it on this video though. Here you go, Michael Jordan's getting his ass kicked. As you may have expected, the game does play a bit on the naff side, to be honest. But certainly does look good, give it that. Especially this background here with Kyo and Kyo on it. It does look quite nice. But in saying that, it certainly doesn't play as bad as the Dragon Ball game. In fact, the best one-on-one fighter made by the Chinese original game makers, or Chinese pirates, whatever you want to call them, is the King of Fighters 98 one. That does actually play pretty well, to be honest. The blast seems to have shrunk down a bit there. And I don't know, but someone tied his legs together. Looks like when he's walking. I know he's got a hernia. We got Goku as well. Dio's voice. I like to say, leave the best till last. This is the Lion King 2. As you see, the animation is very nice on the two Lion King characters. Of course, it's ripped straight from the original Disney or Virgin made Mega Drive game. But the background's all original. And watch this, you get a bit of zoom in now. Ready? Wait for it. dark one. Whoa, do you see that? Yeah, this is the Lion King 2. God knows what it says there in Chinese. I haven't got a clue. Probably the Lion King 2. Now, one weird thing about this game is that the entire game seems to be based in China. I never knew the Lion King went to China. Obviously the Chinese think he did. And as you can see, it's your basic platformer, but it does control very well. So you collect a little star there, and you turn into the adult version of the Lion King, or Simba, I think it's called, isn't he? They've actually done quite a good job at implanting all the original animation into this game. The enemy sprites do look a bit off though, no idea where they came from, I presume they're original. One unique thing about this game is though that you can't actually die. So you see in the corner you got your engine bar, which is it's a big stick of meat, isn't it? Well, that never goes down no matter how many times you get hit, it just doesn't go down. And as you can see in the corner I've got 3 lives. And that doesn't go down either, you cannot lose lives. So, you know, the Chinese could have had a really good original platformer on the hands here, and he got buggered up by doing stupid things like not being able to lose energy and lose lives. Mind you, at least you can finish the game really quick. Later levels do have a few graphic bugs in them, resulting in areas where you can't actually get past the wall because they forgot to put a part of the wall in which you can actually get past. But not to worry, because you can actually walk through some of the graphics. That only happened on one level, as far as I remember. And of course each level just has its own unique background music. And throughout the game the graphics do look fairly decent. And as far as I know this game has not been ripped either. And no, I won't be ripping my copy of it either, so don't bother asking. Must be enough to buy it. I hope you enjoyed your look at some Mega Drive Chinese original games. And who knows, maybe we'll feature some more in the future. Magic Girl here, and this one's actually got the company's name on it. Who made it? Makes you wonder if it's sorta licensed. I doubt it though. But they've definitely done a really good job on the introduction. You know, it's the sort of thing you'd expect on a game that you buy in the shops. And it's actually going for quite some time as well. So I've edited out a few bits here and there because it is very, very, very long. But as you can see, graphically, it's very nice. Definitely on par with the Japanese stuff. Now unfortunately it seems that the programmers just sort of lost all inspiration for the game after the introduction, because the actual in-game graphics are nowhere near as good as the introduction ones. And as you can see, sprites do not move around smoothly. No, actually it doesn't, to be honest, when I'm watching this, doing the commentary on this video, it doesn't look as bad as it does when you're playing the bloody game. And when you're playing this game, everything just seems to be jerking all over the place. You know, and the controls of your witch that you actually play as are very sharp. In fact, far too sharp. You know, you only have to touch the pad slightly and, you know, shoots the character across the screen. But surprisingly, it doesn't look as bad as it does when you're playing it now on the video. Here we go to we're coming up to the end of level boss for stage 1, and yeah, it's pretty nice looking. There goes my bomb there. As you can hear, the music in the game isn't that good, to be honest, and Not to worry yourself because you can't hear it anyway due to the annoying, really annoying sound effect of your weapon. Now imagine playing the game with headphones on. That noise really does drag it up the wall. Let's use my bomb to finish him off. Nice little picture there when you finish the level. Ooh, I got a wink as well. And then we go to stage 2 in Egypt. And as you can see here, some of the sprites are the same as the first level. Actually, that happens quite a lot in these Chinese originals, doesn't it? I can't help but feel, but you know, if they did make the effort to make the enemy sprites move a lot smoother, this game could have been quite good. As far as these Chinese originals go, that is. And as it is, it's just far too twitchy, so whatever playability it did have, it just loses it. And it's extremely hard as well. You get a shitload of continues. Looks like I'm dead. Time to move on to the last game in our selection. Okay, so kicking off this feature on the Mega Drive unlicensed original games, or pirate games as you will, whatever you want. Well, not actually pirates, because a pirate game is actually just a complete copy of the original. These are actually originally coded games. Anyway, kicking it all off, this is Divine Ceiling, a hentai, or light porn if you would like to put it that way, shooter, or shoot 'em up, not a shump, or whatever they fucking call it these days. So you can see our little heroine there, she's telling you, oh no, my planet's doomed, you gotta save us all, oh, if you save us all, we'll strip off for you. Like the lovely Sony rip-off monitor there, actually says sorry. Actually, well, spelt wrong, but yeah, you're sorry you bought this game, I tell you. So you can see, we can hardly see your home player ship there, it's blue against the sea background. Now, while the title theme is pretty catchy, the rest of the music within the game is not that good, to be honest. And as you can see, graphically, it's certainly not anything to shout about. Not unless you're shouting, what a load of fucking shit! You know, if you're shouting that, then maybe, yeah. It's the end of the level boss you can see here, and surprisingly, it doesn't look too bad. Same music as the title screen, mind you. And yeah, as you can see, it's pretty difficult to see where your bullets are going. Yeah, that's him dead. So anyway, once you kill the end of level boss, the heroine at the beginning of the level, she's very grateful, and this is what she'll do for you. By the way, a bit of nudity coming up here, so turn off if you're underage. Oops! Well, she's covering them up. But will you get to see more? Ooh, a bit of nipple. Oh, look, looks like she's well, I'll let you figure that one out. Oh, it's all off. Yeah, we're not interested in the story. Go and get off. So anyway, on to the next planet you go, and would you have guessed it? There's another woman who wants you to save her planet. And as you can see, the game graphics, I should say, don't improve that much. In fact, they don't improve at all. And now that sound effect, I have no idea what that is. Ooh, an extra life? Continue. I think not. The year is 1990. If you bought your Super Famicom, you're dying for a shoot 'em up on it, because Super EDF's a load of crap. So you go and buy yourself Konami's Gradius 3. Yeah, one of the first shoot 'em ups for the Sega Saturn, for the Super Famicom I should say. This is Gradius 3 from Konami. And as you expect, it's got all that lovely Konami music in there. In fact, when I first heard this, well, previous shoot 'em ups on the Super Famicom were Super EDF from Jalico, and all that type of thing was out before this. And I remember seeing and hearing all that, I thought that was amazing, but when this came out, bloody hell, I was blown away. That wasn't until I started playing the game. As you can see, all things are moving quite smooth and it all looks well. One thing that Gradius 3 does feature is unbelievable slowdown. Well, I shouldn't say feature, I should say suffer from. Once things start getting a little tiny bit busy on the screen, the whole game grinds to a halt. In fact, in some areas, the game just halves in their frame speeds, in frame rates I should say. Here we go, you can see it. With the fire dragon coming out of the sand there, goes that sand dragon. And the whole game slows down. Thankfully, Konami learned how to program on the Super Famicom short after this. So later games such as Gradius didn't suffer as much. I've got to admit, back for the 1990s, that water effect on top and bottom of the screen was pretty nice. Yeah, that classic boss music. But your Super Famicom into your stereo, back up that volume. Like every respectable gamer should be doing. Now, while I was bitching about the slowdown, as you can see on this level, it's very, very bad. The game's running at really slow speed here. But, you know, the game is still playable, and it isn't that bad. In fact, if you're a really crappy player at shoot 'em ups, then the slowdown will help you quite a lot. Well, if you're like me, the slowdown is actually frustrate you because you think, gotta get out the way, gotta get out the way, and the next thing you know, you're fucking hit because you can't get out the way because it's running too slow. But yeah, even with all the slowdown, the game is still extremely playable. Now, if they ever bring this out on a virtual console, actually I think they have put it out on virtual console, haven't they? I'll have to download it and check it out, but I'd like them to remove the slowdown, but somehow I can't see that happening. There's me dead. This is Atomic Runner, as it's called in English, or better known in Japan as whatever you want to call it, some Russian name. We'll just call it Atomic Runner. It's a lot easier to say, isn't it? So this is DayT's Mega Drive conversion of their successful arcade game, and I must say they've done a wonderful job. You know, usually DayT used to quite famous for making really shitty half-ass ports of their arcade games. But in this one, they've really pulled out all the stops. Graphically, it's very impressive for the Sega Mega Drive. And there's actually also a Sega Saturn version of this, but it never did get released. Actually, I do know someone who actually owns the original disc. Not personally, but I do know that they own the disc, and they did actually release a video of it onto the net some time ago. So you might be able to find it if you're lucky enough. But anyway, back onto the Sega Saturn version. Or Sega Mega Drive version, I should say. It did get released. Now, while everything does look really small and tiny, it looks well. You know, it looks like it should look. It looks pretty much like the arcade did. And it's got fantastic use of colour, and the soundtrack's also very well done. Good rendition of the arcade, to be honest. Now the game is pretty simple. It's basically a force-scrolling game, so in other words, you can't stop. It's always scrolling forward, which in some cases can be quite annoying, but in this game it does seem to work quite well. And there's various power-ups to select throughout the game, or various weapons I should say, which can also be powered up. Just check out the power like scroller, man. There's like 12 layers or something. Control-wise, it can be a little bit fiddly at first. You know, you got your C button, which points right. You got your B button, which is jump, and your A button, which points left. You know, after playing it for a little bit, you do get used to controls, and I must say the controls work very well. I like this stage with the little bits of speech samples in the music. It's quite nice. Now, I've read some reviews about this game, and some of the reviews just slag it unbelievably bad. Now, all I can say is these people who've reviewed the game certainly didn't play the game properly, or certainly couldn't play it, to be honest. Because this is by no means a bad game. Sure, you might be complete crap at the game, you might not be able to play, but that doesn't make the game bad, it just makes you a shit game player. So if you're the hardened shoot-em-up fan and you're after something a bit different for your Sega Mega Drive, then definitely check out this version of Atomic Runner.